This Father's Day, do more with Dad and spend less with low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. Get him fired up with a new grill and accessories, like the Next Grill 5-burner for just $299, so you can spend more time together while he becomes the grill master he was always meant to be. Or build memories with savings on top brand power tools so you can tackle projects side by side. Gift more and do more together this Father's Day with help from the Home Depot. Exclusions apply. See homedepot.com/price match for details.
This old house is supported by True Green. A thriving lawn doesn't happen on its own. It requires the right combination of seasonal maintenance, nutrient support, and a plan tailored to your lawn's unique needs. True Green's lawn care experts understand exactly what your grass needs to thrive this time of year, from proper fertilization and watering to tailored treatment solutions designed to keep grass lush and pest-free all season long. Whether you're taking measures to keep weeds and pesky insects at bay or giving your turf a boost before the summer heat sets in, the pros at True Green will ensure it's done right. As America's #1 lawn care company, True Green has more than 200 branches nationwide, serving over 2.3 million customers locally. To learn more about True Green's range of lawn care services, visit truegreen.com to create a customized treatment plan that will keep your lawn greener, healthier, and stronger this season.
From LAist and APM, American Public Media, it's This Old House Radio Hour. I'm Jen Largis. Hard water is destroying your hair, skin, and pipes. We'll tell you how to fix it.
Hard water is nothing more than minerals suspended in water. Across the U.S., everybody has hard water.
Novelist Ann Patchett returns to the wild Tennessee home she'd rather forget.
And I've never driven down that road again. Not until today, not until this conversation. I have not driven down that road again.
Most people fix their homes one problem at a time. But understanding your home as a system could save you thousands. All of this, plus we're answering your home improvement questions at 877-864-7460. That's 877-864-7460. Coming up next. It's This Old House Radio Hour. I'm Jen Largis. If you've ever stepped out of the shower with dry skin, dull hair, or just the feeling that nothing rinsed clean, you've experienced hard water. Surprisingly, it affects most homes in America and quietly damages everything from your pipes to your appliances. Today, Tucker Yarbrough of Yarbrough & Sons Plumbing in Blanchard, Oklahoma, joins us to explain what hard water is, why it's such a problem, and what you can do to fix it. So, Tucker, give us a 101. What is hard water exactly?
I'll spare you the chemistry and the deep science of it all, but
appreciated.
Yeah. So hard water is nothing more than minerals, suspended in water. And how we get hard water in the U.S., and especially here in Oklahoma, because that's where I can talk as an expert specifically. But across the U.S., everybody has hard water, and the reason being is whenever you have basically acid rain hit exposed limestone or chalk deposits or even clay deposits, it's going to pick up that lime, meaning calcium, and or the magnesium, and take it to the groundwater source. And so that mineral gets suspended in the water, and it's pretty difficult to remove in large scale water treatment plants. However, whenever it gets to your house, it does start to cause some problems in your internal plumbing.
If you're not doing a chemical test and you're not testing your water, what are the other ways you can really tell if you have hard water?
Telltale sign number one that you have hard water is your faucets and your fixtures will start to have like kind of that white crusty formation start to appear. That white crusty kind of deposit that's left on all your fixtures is actually the calcium and magnesium that's being left behind from your water as it's exiting the fixture. And so that's telltale sign number one. Number two is you're losing water pressure faster than, like, say you just moved into this house and over time you're starting to notice that you're losing water pressure. Well, that's because those fixtures are getting stopped up by that deposit just internal to the plumbing fixture itself.
I think the most encounters I've had with hard water is you can really tell when you're showering. It a little bit different. The soap doesn't quite suds up the same. Your hair doesn't quite feel the same afterwards.
You for sure can tell if you're showering in treated water versus hard water, because it's like I don't know how to put it other than hard water feels almost more slippery.
Yes.
And again, spare the science of it all, but it's because whenever soap interacts with water, soap is a surfactant, And all that means is it just makes water feel more wet. Well, whenever you have calcium and magnesium suspended in that water, there's less room for that surfactant to interact with the water. And so you're actually just, kind of sloshing around the soap rather than it actually sudsing up and allowing you to kind of dissolve more of that soap in the water because it's already got minerals suspended in it.
Yeah.
You're going to notice a big time, especially in like how long it takes you to rinse specifically like shampoo out of your hair. In, treated water, it's going to come out a whole lot faster than in hard water. And again, it's because there's not as much room for solubility in hard water as there is in treated water.
That's so interesting. Yeah, you really do feel like you're rinsing and you're still feeling like the product is on you, but but clearly shouldn't be.
Yeah.
So you mentioned a whole house water treatment. What are really the ways you can get rid of hard water?
It's kind of like buying a car, right? There's 1,000 different ways to get from point A to point B. If we're just wanting to solve our shower to feel correct, they sell, there are shower heads from pretty much every major manufacturer under the sun that sell like point of use water treatment solutions for a shower head. And it will be good for up to, 1,000 showers or something like that.
Wow.
Where it will be stripping, those minerals out of the water. And basically it just has a filter inside of the neck of the fixture that's just filtering out that calcium and magnesium as it can. But, it's a small filter, so it's only going to last a certain amount of time. So you're going to have to be comfortable taking that fixture off and changing the filters on it and things like that.
Okay.
The next step up is if you're like looking for like an under sink solution just for your drinking water, there's a reverse osmosis system that you can mount pretty much under any sink. I mean, it takes up probably no more room than,
I'm thinking like a big cereal box. Is that about right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. And so it mounts right there next to like all of the P-traps and all the underworkings of your sink. Mm-hmm. And that right there would solve hard water right there at the sink. And you could also hook a dishwasher up to that as well. But if you were after a whole home solution and you said, Tucker, budget's no problem, we're ready to rock and roll with this, then at that point I would say, okay, we need to do, it's basically a 2-phase water treatment solution. Mm-hmm. It's a water softener, which is a salt softener with a carbon tank. And so we have those two things. And that carbon tank is literally just a carbon filter. And then we run it through a saltwater softener as well. And that saltwater strips the calcium and magnesium out as well. And those basically you'd fill up, depending on how many people are in the house. Like if you have a household of 3-4 people, you could have that tank, last probably a quarter, so 3 months or so before you have to add more salt to it.
Okay.
And those carbon tanks are good for about a year on the carbon filtering for those. And so about once a year, you'd change that carbon filter, and then 4 times a year, you'd add salt to your softener. And that right there is going to be a whole home solution where in every shower head, the dishwasher, every sink, everywhere is getting treated soft water. So you're not going to have to worry about those calcium deposits or the magnesium being left behind, leaving that, kind of unsightly, white, crusty, and also not having water spots all over your dishes or not being able to rinse the shampoo out of your hair.
Got it.
But if you're just curious about water, like just general water hardness, a DIY solution works perfectly fine.
Could work. Okay.
Yeah.
Tucker, we appreciate this information so much. This is absolutely fantastic. We're glad you were able to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to be on, and thanks for having me.
That was Tucker Yarbrough of Yarbrough & Sons Plumbing in Blanchard, Oklahoma. For more plumbing information, go to thisoldhouse.com. Right now, we're answering your home improvement and DIY questions. You can call us at 877-864-7460. That's 877-864-7460. Or you can leave us a voicemail anytime. Hello, you're on This Old House Radio Hour.
Hey, Jen, this is Francisco Joffrey. I live in Cummings, Georgia. It's a suburb north of Atlanta.
Hi, Francisco. What's your question today?
So I'll be remodeling the last bathroom of my house. So I did remodel before. And this is the master bathroom. And my wife wants to put one of those standing tubs. And I'm worried about spilling. So my question is, I normally use those waterproofing membranes in the shower. Is it okay if I use it on the whole bathroom floor, right on top of the cement board?
It's a good question. We've got Zach Detmore, general contractor for the show, here to help us out. Zach, do you tub or do you shower?
Every night I use a chamber pot. I'm very, very much about the old house details, so there's no bathrooms in my house.
Your full commitment to old house.
Yes, I go out to the privy.
So the membrane he's talking about, what is that typically used for?
Sure. So just to do a little fact finding, Francisco, are you talking about a like a freestanding clawfoot tub?
Yeah, those freestanding tubs, yes.
Okay. It's just sort of out on its own, standing in the middle of the floor somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. So there's nothing around it. So I'm worried about, in a regular tub, it spills on the front. So you see it. This one may spill on the back. And we wash our dog in the tub. So it's a lot of spilling.
Sure. You can spill wherever you want, right?
Yeah.
So who's doing the renovation? Are you hiring someone or are you doing it yourself?
No, I do it all myself. But this is the fifth bathroom in this house, and I've done a lot of showers before myself in different houses.
Wow, little humble brag there, Francisco.
I liked it.
How many bathrooms are in this house?
This is the fifth bathroom. I actually did something interesting here. I added 2.
When he gets to 8, he'll call us back.
You can't renovate all 10 unless you start with 5. That's what I always say. All right, Francisco, it sounds like you're familiar with like a cement board product to set tile on top of. Is that true?
Yeah, so I put tin set and then the cement board on top of the subfloor and screw it, right? And then come with the tile on top with tin set again. So I wanted to use the waterproofing on top of the cement board.
So what you've done in the past is a pretty standard tile substrate. So you have your subfloor, which is plywood perhaps. Then you do thin set mortar, a layer of cement board, typically 1/4 or 1/2 inch, screw that down, and then you can do thin set on top of that and set your tile, right?
Right.
And are you asking about like a roll-on membrane or a fabric membrane to go on top of the cement board?
I was thinking those, it comes like a paste in a bucket, and you paint it out.
Roll it right on?
Colorful. Yeah. And you put it on the cement board. When I do a shower, I do that. I paint the cement board with that, and then I put the tile on. Right?
Sure. So the simple answer is there's no problem with doing that. You can do that. Job done. But if you want to mix it up, I could also tell you what I would do.
Of course we want to know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
All right. So there's products called uncoupling membranes.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what they are is a layer of fabric with a layer of plastic on top of it that sort of looks, how would you describe that, Jen? It's like waffly?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Looks like you've stamped a waffle with a waffle maker.
Exactly. And why we often use these is because they're anywhere between 1/8 of an inch thick to 1/4 of an inch thick, which means if you have 3/4 inch flooring in your hallway, you can often have like a level transition between the two rooms, which is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
If you buy one of these uncoupling membranes that is monolithic, so it has no perforations in it, then they sell a band, or it looks like a fabric band, and you can just use that band on the seams. And then because that uncoupling membrane is made out of plastic, then you have a completely waterproof floor and you have your substrate all at once, and it's lower, and it's effectively a little bit less prone to cracking in the tile, because as your subfloor expands and contracts, the tile is uncoupled. Whereas with the cement board option, you've got fasteners penetrating into the subfloor that potentially could cause some issues. Now, I would, because you're doing this yourself, stick to what you're confident with. But if you wanted another option, that's the way we do it. There's peel and stick ones. There's mortar down ones. Heck, they probably have ones you put down with chewing gum these days. I can't even keep up with all the new technology.
I think your 5th bathroom renovation is a great time to level up to this kind of a membrane and give it a
There's
try.
probably got 5, 6 more bathrooms in this house after this. So if he doesn't master it, he can keep building his skills.
He'll try on bathroom number 10. All right, Francisco, we wish you luck with it.
Thank you.
Good luck with that mansion. Thanks for calling.
Thank you. It's the 5th and last.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Notice how he never denied it. He was like, yeah,
He's like,
I got a big
amazing
house, man. I got 20, 30 bathrooms in this thing.
Coming up, we answer more of your home improvement and DIY questions. Call us at 877-864-7460. That's 877-864-7460. It's This Old House Radio Hour.
This Father's Day, do more with Dad and spend less with low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. Get him fired up with a new grill and accessories, like the Next Grill 5-burner for just $299, so you can spend more time together while he becomes the grill master he was always meant to be. Or build memories with savings on top brand power tools so you can tackle projects side by side. Gift more and do more together this Father's Day with help from the Home Depot. Exclusions apply. See homedepot.com/price match for details.
There's one box that you'd run back into your burning house to grab. It's the box filled with your videotapes, film reels, and photos. Those sentimental, meaningful, irreplaceable moments. Hi, I'm Nick Mako.
And I'm Adam Baselogger. We started Legacy Box over a decade ago so that we could help families save their memories from being destroyed by floods or fires.
And it's not just natural disasters, Adam. Every day, videotapes and photos are slowly fading away, decaying, neglected in closets and attics.
Digitizing your old media stops fading, and preserving those recordings means they are safe forever. It's like magic, converting your shoebox of memories into digital files, ready to watch and share.
It's the only way to ensure your legacy is safe for generations. That's why over 1 million families have already trusted Legacy Box. Legacy Box is simple and easy, it works, and is safe. We'd love to preserve your family's collection. Don't wait, the risk is too great.
Visit legacybox.com/thisoldhouse to save 50%. That's legacybox.com/thisoldhouse to get started and save. legacybox.com/thisoldhouse.
This episode is supported by Quo, spelled Q-U-O, the business communication system built so you never miss a call. Missed calls and slow follow-ups are silent killers. That's how businesses leave money on the table without ever even realizing it. Quo isn't just a phone system, it's a smart one. AI automatically logs calls, generates summaries, and flags next steps so nothing falls through the cracks. And it can even qualify leads or respond after hours, so your business stays on, even when you're off. Quo works wherever you are, right from your phone or computer. Keep your existing number, add teammates in minutes, sync your CRM, and let the call routing handle itself as you scale. Money is on the line. Always say hello with Quo. Try Quo for free. Plus, get 20% off your first 6 months when you go to quo.com/thisoldhouse. That's QUO.com/thisoldhouse.
You're listening to This Old House Radio Hour. I'm Jen Largis. Right now, we're tackling your home improvement and DIY questions. Call us now at 877-864-7460. That's 877-864-7460. Or you can leave us a voicemail anytime. Hello, you're on This Old House Radio Hour.
Hi, my name is Lauren Smith, and I'm from Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Ann Arbor, Michigan. As a Michigan State Spartan, we'll try not to hold that against you. Lauren, what's your question today?
Yeah, I'll try not to hold it against you guys either. But,
okay, good.
Yeah,
Don't lob me in with that.
Zach, you're on my team.
Oh, I am. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Lauren, what's your question today?
So I've been looking for a mid-century modern house for a number of years, actually, just kind of looking around. And I thought I found one recently that kind of fit the bill and was in my budget. And I went over there and I noticed that they had painted the mid-century modern wood ceilings white, and I was really disappointed.
Yeah,
I had seen the previous listing and they were beautiful, and I just felt so sad about it because they'd only owned the house for like a year. So I was wondering how, and was trying to look into how difficult it would be to remove that paint.
Yeah. Well, we've got This Old House general contractor Zach Detmore and painter Mauro Henrique both on the line here to help answer that question.
I think this really speaks to a bigger problem systemically in our country. And if you do an atrocity like this, you're in a house for a year and you decide that your stupid opinion or taste is superior to what this house has been doing for half a century, you should have to remove that paint with your fingernails. Because like they lived in the house for a year and they're like, you know what?
I know.
Let's just paint this.
When I found that out.
What are we talking about?
So sad.
Okay, we thought there was a problem with us being from Ann Arbor and Lansing. The real problem, we're all on the team against whoever owned this home.
Yes. I
know. I was so sad. I almost tried to contact them.
Yes.
Wow. and ask them, like, why did you do this? Like, how could you have done this?
Oh, what color is that anyways?
Yeah, Mara's just like, do they use Benjamin Moore, Sherwin-Williams? What are we talking about?
What sheen is it?
Is it a roller or is it sprayed on?
We can't ask the painter.
I hope they prep the surface so it stays there a long, long time.
Make sure the paint stick really well.
Oh, man.
Oh, God. Zach, how hard is this to undo?
I mean, the physicality of it, the nice thing about these ceilings is they're flat, so a sander or a paint removing tool works relatively easy on it, but then you probably have some sort of V-groove, which then you have to get in with like a triangular shaped scraper.
Yeah.
So it's totally doable, but typically, you're way up in the air on a ladder or a scaffold working overhead. And then there's these points at the peak of the roof where you probably have a large beam and you wouldn't be able to easily get in there to sand. And it's just heartbreaking because it's so cost prohibitive. I would say a minimum $10,000 to $20,000 investment, and it's never going to look the same.
No.
Right? Because there's going to be pores with a little bit of white on them. And yeah, bad news bears.
Well, if the wood had a finish on it, is it going to help in any way that paint maybe wasn't painted onto bare wood? Or
they didn't,
no?
though. They just left them raw usually.
Huh.
Yeah, because some of the ones you'll see footprints on them, and they still have the footprints from when the construction workers sort of or tromping around.
Moving around. Yeah.
The boards.
Yeah, I thought it might just be too much.
Yeah.
It also just felt so sad. I just didn't know that I could handle living there with them being white if I know how it used to look,
Well, I mean, I'm a professional painter. I'll paint everything you want. I would never
ceilings. I'll do ceilings.
I would never say no, but
here.
I would never say no. But one thing that I do, and I make sure that I do this, I'll ask 3 times, are you sure?
Are you sure about that?
Are you sure?
Are you sure about that?
I'm pretty sure. Halfway done, I said, is that a way back where you don't continue with this thing? I think, I know, it happens a lot of the time. It's like paint fireplace. Once you paint it brick, it's gone. It's done. There's no way back. I mean, if there's a way back, yeah, but you're going to have to take it down to the bare wood. You're going to eat like an eighth of an inch of those.
You know what I think the problem really is, Maros, is with the professionals.
Yeah.
Like the government isn't stepping in here. So we need to set up some sort we need to get on the same page and say, okay, you've decided you want to paint this brick. Well, we need to do a mental health evaluation similar to the way you would do if you were adopting a kid or, buying some weaponry, right? There has to be some checks and balances. And I think it starts with us. If we can get every single trade partner in the whole country on board, we can stop this from happening, at least from this moment forward.
We're starting a petition today.
Yeah.
They painted the fireplace too.
Oh, don't buy this house. Walk away.
And what color is that? Black or white?
No, it's all white.
People like this, they probably didn't even use the toilet. They were probably just, peeing on the floor. People like this, they're not civilized. Don't buy this house. Walk away.
Well, I know that's not what you wanted to hear, but unfortunately, it's the truth. Lauren, sorry for the bum news.
That's okay. I kind of thought maybe that was the case. Thanks a lot for your help.
Thanks, Lauren. Thank you.
Right, take
Good
care.
luck.
Take care.
Go green.
Last word competition.
I knew you were going to last words. You got to say that.
All right, sorry we couldn't help you. Yes, I hate Ann Arbor.
Go green.
Call us now to have your home improvement or DIY question answered. 877-864-7460. That's 877-864-7460. Or leave us a voicemail anytime. Hello, you're on This Old House Radio Hour.
Hi, my name is Diane Hawley, and I'm from Evelyn, Minnesota.
Hi, Diane. What's your question today?
Well, it's a washing machine question. We used to have our washing machine and dryer in the basement of our house, and one day when I went down to wash clothes or to move clothes from the washing machine to the dryer, there was water on the floor and it ran to the floor drain. And when I opened up the washing machine, the rubber gasket had torn on the washing machine. And so now we're in the process of having a new house built, and the washer and dryer is going to be on the main level. And I'm worried that that same thing is going to happen again. And then there could be water, running all over the place. And so I was calling to see what they would recommend doing, and if we should do anything at all.
Absolutely. We have Zach Detmore, general contractor for the show, here to help. Zach, you do laundry at your house?
No.
No, you don't.
I don't. I'm sorry.
I was going to ask you how often you forget to switch it from the washer to the dryer, but that's not a valid question now. Okay, well, we'll stick to the construction then. She's putting the washer and dryer upstairs. What do we need to worry about with the leaks? Should she be concerned?
Sure. This is a great question. Is your new house going to be on well water or municipal water?
Oh, interesting. It's going to be on municipal water.
Okay, great. So there's these hoses that supply water to the back of your washing machine, and they have a certain rating on them in terms of PSI, but sometimes municipal water pressure can surpass that hose rating and actually explode that hose. And one of the number one reasons people file claims for homeowners insurance policies is water related. So you are totally right to be concerned about this, because not only can the gasket fail like happened for you, but also you could have an explosion of this hose. And the way you solve for that is to put a little PSI gauge on your hose bib, and that will tell you the PSI of the municipal water that's coming into your house. You could have a plumber do it. And if it's higher than you're comfortable with, then you can actually do a pressure reducing valve at the water entering your house to bring it down, so you know that your hoses won't burst. And of course, if you don't feel like doing that, you could also just purchase the best possible supply hoses to your washer and dryer. That's definitely not something you want to cheap out on. But to specifically answer your question, there's two things you can do, and you could do both of them. You could have them put a pan under your washing machine that's tied into the plumbing system. So there's basically a drain below your washing machine.
Okay.
Or you can just retrofit something onto your shutoff valves that's called a flood stop. So it's basically these two electric valves that you screw on, and then you plug this device into the receptacle that's by your washing machine. And then you put these two little tabs on the floor below your washing machine. And if those two tabs sense moisture, they will automatically turn off the valves supplying the washing machine. So you may still have water on your floor, but if a hose were to burst, it would stop that water from just continually gushing out. So those are two great options, I think. What do you think, Jen?
I think I can speak for every person listening right now that we feel like we need to go to the home center and get one of these. I didn't know this existed.
Yeah, it's about like $250, and you really don't need any special tools. I think it even comes with Velcro on the back, so you could just Velcro that thing to the wall.
I mean, I have a little plastic sensor that is supposed to alert me, but it will do nothing after that. I mean, if I'm not home, it's not going to save me anything.
Yeah, and I think you and I can both agree that we typically don't turn those valves off when we leave the house like we're supposed to. I certainly never do. I just left for vacation and didn't even think about that.
I do.
You do?
I would like to admit that I do.
The award
only when we go on vacation, not when I go to the grocery store. So what's the difference, I guess, right? So can you get these things for existing washers and dryers? I mean, I know she's putting in a new washer and dryer and a new build, but is this possible to retrofit as well?
Yes. So you can, it basically screws right onto the valves you have coming out of your wall. And you could do it yourself with basically probably all you'd need is a set of channel locks to screw it on if those are, really tightly snugged up. But you could put it on your washer. You could put them on your water heater, your dishwasher. It's really a no-brainer in my mind.
Diane, it sounds like it's worth a conversation with your builder.
Well, thank you.
Good luck. Thank you so much for that call. It's a great one.
Call us now at 877-864-7460. That's 877-864-7460. Or you can leave us a voicemail. Hello, you're on This Old House Radio Hour.
Jen, how are you?
Good. Who's calling today?
Yeah, this is Benny, and I'm calling from Charleston, South Carolina.
Wonderful. And what's your question today?
Yeah, so I moved into a newly built townhouse, which is on a slab and has engineered wood floors.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had some water intrusion and an upstairs bathroom leak. But the builder was great and handled the mold remediation and replaced some of the flooring and installed a French drain outside. But since then, there's a smell that comes from the corner still that it's just really, really bothering us. With the mold remediation, they did rip up the floor and they like scraped off the adhesive that was there and they left it like exposed for about a month because they'd order the wood. And then they're like, oh, I'm going to put the floor down and you'll be fine. And it still smells.
We've got Zach Detmore, a general contractor for the show, and Ross Trethewey, a building engineer for the show, both here to help us out. What's your first instinct here, Zach?
All right, Vinny, can you tell me what this smells like? Like, what is it something, we're talking about freshly opened tennis ball container? What are we talking about?
It's more, I'm familiar with the new house and new smells of a new house. And even when I was here, when they glued the floor down, it's like, yeah, that's just the glue and it went away after a couple hours. This is like this, it's like a chemical smell or maybe a little bit of a burnt smell. But I've never really smelled it before, which is odd, like I can't place
nothing to compare it to
in this realm. Yeah.
Do you get some nostril feel? Like, is it one of those smells that sort of lingers in your nostril hairs?
No, not really. But
I'm not leading anywhere with this. I was just curious.
Yeah.
I have no plan.
But like when you walk in the house, it hits you. You know what I mean?
It does.
But yeah, it doesn't really stay in your nose.
When they did that remediation work, what products were used in the sequence of events there? Was there a mold aside or mildew aside that they used to clean it? Did they use a primer to seal anything in? Or was it just pretty much let it dry out and then this new adhesive to install the new engineered floor over this affected area?
Yeah, there's supposed to be like a green remediation company and they sprayed and that smell was awful. But then they ran air scrubbers with HEPA filters for like 48 hours and that took it away. That was definitely a different smell that they had used. And it was in the walls and, got all sealed up and that's all dry and everything.
So underneath the wood flooring, just think about the layering. It's a wood subfloor?
No, it's a slab. And it doesn't have any sealant or anything. And then they glue and then they put down the engineered flooring.
Did you notice that the engineered wood floor caused the more odor in the house?
It's really like the concrete. So the concrete was exposed because we didn't have the, extra wood on hand. So they had to order the flooring. And while it was exposed, the same smell that it then covered up with like vinyl tarps and tried everything, which didn't help. And then they put the glue down, put the floor back down and thought it would go away, but it's still lingering.
Do you know if they sprayed any like mold inhibitors or anything to neutralize anything while they had the space open?
Yes, they did, but I don't think they really sprayed anything on the floor, on the concrete. They just scraped up the residue glue, I guess, to make it smooth so they could put down the glue in the new flooring.
I don't know if it's worth it, but I would call your mold remediation company and see if you can get the data sheet on what products they used, just because we've interviewed mold experts in the past who have said that, some of those products that are used that are meant to inhibit mold or, neutralize odors, things like that they can have that sort of burnt plastic smell that I don't know if it's the same as what you're describing, but it typically fades. I'm sure humidity would maybe bring it back if it's encapsulated in some way, but knowing what products were used could really help you research them better and just see if that's a possibility.
Yeah, and the new glue that they added down may have been high VOC content glue, at some point. And so that could be part of the off-gassing. So anytime I hear odors, I'm thinking of VOCs, which are volatile organic compounds. And basically, they react with humidity. So increases in humidity, VOCs increase. Decrease in humidity, VOCs decrease. So the amount of off-gassing is directly proportional to how much humidity is in the house.
Yeah.
I would want to know the spec sheets on the glues, the binding agents, any adhesives that they've used, and could that be part of the culprit? We've also seen engineered hardwood floors that have really high VOC formaldehyde contents in them as well. So I don't know if that's the case here, but if you can get spec sheets on basically all the products that were used there, that would be helpful. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Take care.
All right, you guys have a good day.
If you have a question for us, leave us a voicemail on our hotline, 877-864-7460, and we can answer your question next time. Coming up, best-selling novelist Ann Patchett shows us her old house.
The bunker was in his office, and you could unscrew a large air conditioning vent and take the filter out, and then you would be in this secret safe room full of Uzis.
That's next on This Old House Radio Hour. You're listening to This Old House Radio Hour. I'm Jen Largis. Coming up, before you spend $1 on solar or a new heating system, make sure your house isn't leaking the energy you're already paying for. But first, we go to Nashville, Tennessee, where author Ann Patchett proves the truth can be stranger than fiction.
Hi, I'm Ann Patchett. I'm a novelist, and this is my old house. In 1971, I was 8 years old, and my mother and stepfather left Nashville and built a house out in Ashland City, Tennessee, about 30 miles away. The farm, which we all called Tanglewood, was at least 30 acres. The drive, which was a gravel road, was about 3/4 of a mile long with a pond in the front. My stepfather and my mother designed this house, built into the hill in the back, literally out of untreated 2x4s and plywood. The front door and the back door, they were interior doors, bedroom doors, which they shellacked outside in the summer. So they were covered in small insects, dead bugs shellacked onto the bedroom door. It was a really janky situation. When you walked in, you went up a big flight of outdoor stairs, a giant front porch. Then you walked into one big living room, dining room, kitchen with a fireplace in the middle of it. Then you walk up the stairs, and the second floor looked into the first floor. So very high ceilings in the first floor, glass front, kind of faux modern. It was a little over 1,400 square feet. It was 1971. So the carpet was everywhere, bedrooms, stairs. It was thick and twisted and a burnt orange shag. My sister's most horrifying memory of that house was she woke up one morning after a hard rain and there was a giant patch of mushrooms growing up through the shag carpet in her bedroom. My stepfather's kids came at Christmas, and then they came for all of the summer, 2 boys and 2 girls. So there would be 8 of us in that house in the middle of nowhere. We were very good kids when it was me and my sister, but we were very bad kids when there were 6 of us, unsupervised and feral. Do you remember the show Green Acres? That's what it was like. That's who we were. That's what the house was. We were Green Acres. When I say to you, don't feel too bad that we were really poor and moved 5 times, my stepfather had a helicopter that was on the front of the property. The hangar was this insanely janky thing made out of plywood. And he would open up the door and pull the platform with the helicopter on it out, fly into town, and then drop me at school. Sometimes I showed up in a helicopter, but there were also mushrooms growing through the carpet. It was a strange way to grow up. My stepfather was just enough of a survivalist that he believed that the day would come when no one would be able to get gas. So he sank a gas tank at the farm. It just looked like everything at the Shell station, except we didn't have to pay for it. And then he taught us how to throw flat knives, which we would just put in our knee socks when we came home from Catholic girls' school and stand in the garage and practice throwing flat knives into the outline of the styrofoam man. We had loads of guns. We had dehydrated food, bottled water, and gold coins buried in the yard. The bunker was in his office, and you could unscrew a large air conditioning vent and take the filter out. And then you would be in this secret safe room full of Uzis. There was a lot of criminal activity out at the farm. There was a time that we came home from school and found a car that was in the driveway. All 4 doors are open and the engine's running. And there's been a prison break. They stole a car, they drove it down our road and then abandoned the car and ran into the woods for a period of time until the criminals were caught. My stepfather told my mother that she had to wear a holster and a gun. We moved there in 71 and we moved out in 76. What precipitated the move away from the farm into town? Could it have been the criminals? Could it have been the mushrooms? The bugs shellacked into the front door? My mother was absolutely in hell. And I think that she just got to the point where she could not stand it another second. My husband and I, we had been together for years, but for some reason, we decided to drive down River Road. And I said I would show him where the farm was. And when we were driving down that road, I thought I was going to die. And I kept saying, turn the car around. I can't do this. I can't do this. Let's just turn around and go home. And I've never driven down that road again. Not until today, not until this conversation, I have not driven down that road again. It was a lovely, horrible place. That's just life. It's horrible and wistful and beautiful and yours, and you don't know any different when you're a kid.
That was Ann Patchett. Her book, Whistler, a Novel, is out now from HarperCollins, wherever books are sold. Most people fix their homes one problem at a time, but your house doesn't really work that way. It's not a collection of parts, it's more of a system. And if you don't understand how it works, you can spend a lot of money fixing the wrong thing. And that's why we're taking some time to understand how your home actually works, looking at the systems behind the problems and how to fix them in the right order. Today, energy efficiency and how to start in the place that actually saves you money. John left us this voicemail.
Hi, Jen, and hello to the This Old House Radio Hour team. My name is John. I've got a small house in upstate New York where I'm calling from, and it's about 100 years old, all electric, including the heating, which is baseboard heating. And this past winter, the bills were kind of crazy. And it's made me wonder if I should be looking at something like solar to defray the cost. I'm not sure if that's a panel or a roof, or I don't really even know where to begin. So any help or guidance you guys could give would be absolutely fantastic. Thanks so much.
So we called John back to answer his question, and we've got building engineer Ross Trethewey with us today to sort of help us walk through where to start and how to think about your home more as a system. So you're not just always chasing that next fix, right, Ross?
Yeah. Electric baseboards are, kind of like the lowest efficiency way to kind of heat a building. But I first start with the building envelope, right? So the first thing that I think about is what can I do to this building to improve the envelope? Because if I improve the envelope, I'm improving it for the life of that building. And so no matter what heating system I put in it, I'm going to reduce the energy use just because I have lower loads. So I don't know how easy that is to do, but air sealing and insulating, the walls, the rim joists, the roof, those are the things I think about, in terms of energy improvements to the envelope. Then the next step would be looking at either a small upgrade or a larger upgrade. Smaller upgrades would be putting in smart thermostats that might save 5 or 10%, right? Something small like that. But the bigger part of that would be going maybe with heat pumps, because electric resistance heat is going to be about a COP of 1. A heat pump would be a COP of 3.
Mm-hmm. And Ross, what is a COP?
So COP is coefficient of performance, and it's basically a ratio of energy out versus energy in, meaning how much heat do I get out of a system versus how much energy I put into it. So with electric resistance heat, I put $1 in, I got $1 of heat out. When I have a heat pump, I put $1 of energy in, and I get $3 of heat out. So it's a 3-to-1 general ratio if I go to a heat pump. So if I install the heat pump to heat that house, you immediately drop your electric bill in terms of the heating cost by a third.
And before you answer, what is a heat pump?
There, we need that too.
There you go. So,
sorry about that.
Yeah, a heat pump is actually the worst name for it, but basically it pumps heat from outside into your house, and it does it through electric means. So it's not a gas or oil fired system. It runs on electricity, and think of a refrigerator. A refrigerator works by cooling a box inside to keep things nice and cold, but the backside of that refrigerator is nice and warm. And so that inherently is a heat pump. It's just using outdoor air when it's cold out and pumping that heat and elevating it to inside the house. It's an awful name for it.
So are you moving hot air at that point? Or is it like do you have to convert to a hot air system or the blower the whole bit?
No, so these air-to-air heat pumps, the connection point is refrigeration lines. So it's like 2 copper lines that move refrigerant from inside to outside. So think of a supply pipe and a return pipe with small copper piping. In the indoor unit is either going to be a ducted or ductless unit. So it could be the white boxes on the wall, like a ductless mini split. Could be a ceiling cassette, or it could be a ducted product, that's connected to ductwork. So John, you said you're in New York, right?
This house is in upstate New York, kind of near the I-90 from Massachusetts, that zone.
Yep, so that's climate zone 5. So that's a cold climate. All right. Next thing, the size of the house and the load in the house. How many square feet is your house?
Oh, probably about 1,800 square feet, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 2-story, 1928 Craftsman style.
Basement below, two levels above, attic above?
Attic, basically almost a crawl. You could stand up kind of, and basement is more of a half cellar.
Okay. And then insulation-wise, in the roof and in the walls, what does that look like?
Insulation should be good. All windows have storm windows and double glass windows. And we're pretty good about it, but I think it could be better. Let's put it that way. I think the house could be made to be a bit more airtight.
Okay. The first thing would be NYSERDA in your market has energy improvement programs, like they call weatherization programs. And so I would reach out to NYSERDA and just see what they can do for your house specifically, because they can often run a blower door test and figure out how leaky the house is. So they can quantify, is your house really leaky, moderately leaky, tight, super tight, that they can put that on the kind of a spectrum. And they can talk about energy improvements in terms of insulation. They can maybe blow in insulation in the walls, new blown in insulation in the attic or the rafters up on the roof. So they could do some of those energy improvements that we're talking about first, right? Because that could be a low cost to you and have a huge impact on not only just the comfort, but the energy use of your existing electric baseboard system. So
that's an excellent first recommendation. Thank you.
And then after that, once that building is improved as best as it can be, now you look at adding heat pumps. And the heat pumps would be a function of ducted or ductless. So it sounds like you have an attic and you have a basement or somewhat crawl cellar space. So you could go ducted for the basement up to the first floor and ducted in the attic potentially for the second floor, or you could just do ductless in individual rooms.
But then you have to have that thing on the wall, right? Or on the ceiling.
Right. You either have the white box on the wall like you typically see, or you might have the ceiling cassette. It's a unit that's kind of recessed into the ceiling.
Or he has to pay to have all the ductwork added, since he probably, I'm guessing, John, do you have ductwork installed or?
No, I think the house maybe some time ago might have been radiator at some point, like circulating water radiators. Yeah.
Yep. The benefit of this heat pump upgrade too is that you do get some air conditioning and dehumidification benefit too. So a lot of times homes will put that in the bedrooms upstairs on the second floor and then provide air conditioning in the summertime for when they're sleeping at night, as opposed to the window, AC units, et cetera. And they still get the heating benefit of running on the heat pump in the wintertime.
Very smart.
Why would he not just do a normal, heat pump feels like an advanced solution. Is there like a more baseline solution?
Well, he mentioned he has a gas stove. Is that natural gas or is that propane?
Propane.
If you're going with a propane furnace, that's with ductwork. If you go with a propane boiler, that's creating hot water that would have to run through radiators. So you'd be going almost back in time with taking out your electric baseboard and putting in cast iron radiators or something like that. So I don't know if I'd recommend going that approach. I think because he's already got electric resistance heat there, he could leave that for when it gets really, really, really cold out and when he needs that supplemental heat, but it only runs when it's 0 degrees outside, something like that. And I think the heat pump would be a better way to go because then in the future, he could add solar. And the solar produces obviously electricity that the heat pumps would use to heat his house.
Are the kind of upgrades you're talking about inherently adding value to the property for a future owner?
Absolutely. Right. If you can say that your house has heat pumps, as opposed to electric baseboard, and the fact that heat pumps can do obviously efficient heating and can do cooling and some dehumidification, I see that as a value.
Yeah, we had trouble selling our house because we had to disclose our heating costs from our electric baseboards. And I think it scared a lot of people that in a Massachusetts winter, it's wild how much you pay for electric baseboard.
And a heat pump solution, ultimately, you would remove the baseboard heaters. They would just be useless once you put this new technology in, correct?
That's a great question, John. And a caveat there is that when it does get really, really, really cold out, let's say 0 degrees or even to the negatives, it doesn't happen that often, I know. But when it does happen, depending on how that heat pump is designed, you may want to have supplemental heat, which is meaning we might want to keep that electric baseboard in that house so that we have the ability to run it if we need it.
Uh-huh.
The thermostats nowadays have a 2-stage heating approach. So you can have first stage heating by your heat pumps and then second stage heating by the electric baseboard. So it only comes on when you absolutely need it.
Wow. Okay.
Usually the pecking order is building envelope first, heat pump second, solar third.
That was Ross Trethewey. If you have a system problem in your home or you're in need of a solution, leave us a voicemail at 877-864-7460, and we can answer your question next time. And now it's time for one last thing, my favorite tool.
Hey, Jen, it's me, Charlie Silva, builder for the show. My favorite tool is a table saw. And there's ones that are portable for the job site. Just take it out of the truck or the trailer, put it on site. They even come battery operated. Or you might have a real large one at the workshop and you can make cabinets with it, doing all your rips. It is fantastic.
We'll see you next week on This Old House Radio Hour. Our show is distributed by and co-produced by LAist Studios and APM, American Public Media. This Old House Radio Hour was created and produced by Ember 20. Listen to new episodes of the podcast every Tuesday on your app of choice. You can follow This Old House on all the socials at This Old House, all one word. We'll see you next week.